Alright, welcome back into the workshop. We've got a Husqvarna 128 LD trimmer, straight head, interchangeable shaft on it. Nice little common one. Customer complaint says that it'll run for a little bit and then just cut out. I've not had much luck at getting it to start, so we figure, well, we'll see what's going on with it. I've hooked up my little tester here to see if I was getting any kind of spark at all, and it does not appear. I've not been able to see anything happening, so I think we are dead in the water. Our clutch is either, or our coil is either bad or something's not quite working, so we're going to guess that. We can check the plug, make sure it's good, but I think it looks like it's pretty new, so I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's see what we got here. We'll just make sure the plug is still all intact. And yeah, it looks like brand new plug. I think they must have put a new plug in there to see if that was the problem, so that's not it. So we'll go ahead and put that back in just to cover it up probably. I don't think we need to have that out for any reason. I think we're going to have to dig in and get us a new coil. We're going to check one other thing while we're doing this, though. Up underneath all of this, we should have a coil wire coming in that could cut us out. But with him saying that it was running and then just shuts off after it gets warmed up good, I'm kind of suspecting that the coil's overheating, and that's what's causing it to not work and perform the way he wants it to. So I'm kind of going on that assumption. I have purchased a new coil because I kind of thought that. Let's see here. This is what it says it is. So I don't know if you'll be able to read that all right. X002BG5859 off of Amazon. We'll see how that looks. Should be a match, hopefully today. Let's see what it's going to take to get into the coil. It's probably buried back here on this back side. We may have to do a total tear down in order to get to that point. So let's see what we're going to need. Looks like a T25 probably to get into all this. Going to have to take off the carburetor here. Let's go with it's a T8. We'll take the carburetor cover off. Actually, I don't know if I've tore one of these down. It's been a little while since I've tried to get into the coil on one of these, so we're going to kind of experiment on this one probably together more than not. We'll just see what it's going to take to get to it. We'll start out with this. Let's see. I think this got a T25 in me. 1, 2. I think we're going to be splitting this whole case apart, so we'll go ahead and pop these two. We'll see if they all come out. There we go. I'm just going to have to take those off also. Mess with the gas cap here. Is that not on tight? Should be, but it's leaking. So we got a little bit of gas running around, tipping it upside down. Don't like that too well. Gas is expensive this time of day. Let's wipe that up so we don't have it all over. One thing good about losing gas, though, you can clean the greasy spots off the bench when you get it that far. All right, let's see what else we got here that's going to hold this in place. Probably two underneath here. Yeah, that looks like the same as the other ones, so we shouldn't be able to mix that up too much. Okay. Now, is that the only ones, or we got to take the, looks like we might have to take the whole recoil assembly off too. Okay, get that out the way. We'll put those screws back in the holes where they belong so we don't mix those up. I don't know if they're all the same size or not, but we'll keep them separated. Do we see anything else here holding us on? No, that's pretty much got us. Oh, it looks like we take the whole gas tank and everything with us. Oh, let's see. If that's all coming off, I guess we'll pop this off. We'll remember the front hose is going to go up to the first line here. You can catch all that. And the second one's going to go to the back. Let's see if we can pull that one on off of there. That one seems to be a little more, well, maybe we'll just disconnect the throttle off of there and take the thing as it is then. There we go. We'll set that off to the side. Okay, that's got all that, and that definitely does not get us into our coil, so let's see if we can swap this thing around a little bit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws to take out of here, so let's see if we can do those. Maybe that'll split us apart enough. There's 1, 2, 3, and number 4 around here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty much got us all we need. And that's pretty well rips us down, don't it? All right, that's got us to our coil. I was hoping to have gotten a little bit more into these wiring. Make sure we don't have anything shorted out, because your wire, of course, it's coming from, I don't know, I guess you're catching all this on there. It's coming back here from your coil, comes around, goes up to your kill switch and comes back and should go to a ground down here, which is what you've got on top of your coil, is your grounds. And let's see if we can verify that this new coil is actually the same as the old one before we pull it off of there. And it appears to be there and there and there. Looks like a perfect match, so we should be good. And all we're going to have to do is disconnect our wire, and this is our ground comeback. So it's taking what it does is it takes the voltage in here on your coil and it's sending it down to your kill switch. It's bringing it back and going back to ground, and when you ground it out, that just takes the spark off of your coil wire going to your plug. So that's what we will be doing, is taking those two off of there. They're not real critical which one goes to which, because one, just other than the length of them, that's really the only thing different on them. And let's see here, that looks like the right one. Loosen this up. I think that's a T25. This is, I think that's a smaller than that. Let's make sure we, I don't know. That is a T25 also, I believe, so we're good on that. There we go. All right, so we pull this coil off, remembering how everything went in here. And we'll set our new coil in place. We'll run that wire up around, back down. Should sit exactly the way the old one come off. And we'll put a screw back in here. And a screw back in here. Now what I like to do is we'll push this all the way back for a minute. Oops, sorry, I forgot the ground wire. We don't want to forget that. Definitely got to have that in place. And I keep that off of there and just snug it down a little bit so that this is free flowing. And then what we'll need to do is find our magnets, which is right here. Make sure that that's pulled back as far as we can. And let's tighten that down a little bit more to make sure she stays put. And then we'll take us a business card or a card here. This is my little coil installing card. We set that in place and we roll this around to the magnet and we simply back this off. And the magnet should draw this right up tight, which it does. Card's sitting in there nice, and that'll give us our proper air gap inside of that. And you just simply tighten it back down. And we'll wire that back up and pull the card out. Make sure everything still clears. It does. We're in good shape. And we're ready to put this thing back together again. So let me clean a little bit of this out of here. This is your little clutch drum here. So what you're doing is when your idle's up enough, it's going to come out, hit against your clutch drum. This is your clutch. It's all spring loaded. It's pretty similar to your chainsaws and everything else. It just expands with the centrifugal force and grabs hold of that and pulls it on around. So we'll go ahead and pull this up here, make sure she clips on all right. And we just simply set this one back in place. There we go. Looks like she's going to fit right there. And we'll start snugging her back down. If we can line everything up properly. It's off a little bit here. Come on, baby. Spin around there in the right spot. Let's see if that's it or not. It's going to fight me a little bit, it looks like. Okay, here we go. There's one. And that's probably what's fighting me right there. It looks like I've caught part of that. It don't need to be right there. Whatever that is. Hold on, man. We're going to have to back this back off again. That's why she's fighting me. What is that we've got tied up on that? Let's pull it back apart a little bit. See what that is here. The coil wire did not come in there quite tight enough, I guess. There we go. That's better. All right. That's probably going to help us out a bit. I didn't think that was out that far. Okay. That looks a little bit better. Let's try it again. That's going to get a little bit easier, I guess, if we don't have that wire in the way. And I'm kind of doing this thing all as a one and done thing, show you every step of the way. I keep getting accused of cutting pieces out so they can't see what I've actually done. So we're trying to kind of just go with this thing and see how far we can go without having to take a whole lot of breaks. Trying to show all aspects of it. Let's see, I believe next is this one here. Let me just wipe a little bit of that, brush some of this dirt stuff off of it just to get it out from underneath there. Give me a second here. Okay, it's got us there. Now this sits in and that little spot sits right there. Line all this back up again over top. So we'll get our gasket on the outside of that. That looks like it's good there. tank's got to sit inside of a little bracket down here, so you just kind of falls in place, I hope. That looks about right there. Sometimes these little things will fight with you until you get them just right. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just realized that my GoPro overheated. It's a little bit warm out here in the shop, and apparently it doesn't like to do that. So I went ahead, just screwed this back on, the 4 covers there, put my cover back on here, made sure your gas tank sits up in that little bracket that's there. Other than that, we still got little guards here to put on, back on again here in a minute. No sense putting all that back on until we make sure it's not going to work. So we've got that together. Let's go ahead and see if she'll fire on up, see if we fixed our problem. So let's, she fired right up. Alrighty, we got some spark. We're going to go ahead and finish putting it together. I'll probably take it out and do a little bit of weed eating just to make sure she continues to run and don't cut back off again. But before my GoPro goes dead again from overheat out here, like I say, it's not really that warm. It's 12:20 in the morning here, and it says it's only 90 degrees, and I think the humidity is probably about 90% because it feels that way. Very, very humid out here. I think we could cut this moisture with a knife. But anyways, we're done to do it for y'all. Hopefully that shows you how to replace the coil on the old 128 LD. A lot of these are about the same thing, so nothing too difficult. I think you can handle it. You got the part number there. That's all I got, I think. Thank y'all for checking in with me, and we'll go on to another project. And see you on the next one. Hit that like, subscribe, and any comments are always welcome. Thanks a bunch. Check with you on the next one.